थम्स अप कर देना। Hello everybody, welcome back to PW IELTS and TOEFL Prep. My name is Vandana and this is IELTS Premier League. Hi Alka, good afternoon. It's so good to see you. We have Devashish also. Good evening. We are on the threshold of good afternoon versus good evening. So yes, very good evening. How are you guys doing? How was the week? It's finally Saturday today. What are your weekend plans? All right, so first thing first. Weekend plans and weekend to theek hai. Let's get started with the work first, with the thing which is on the agenda. Now, we are going to dive deep into report writing today, IELTS report writing, which is writing task 1 for IELTS academic aspirants. And I know this is one topic which you feel that it's a little more complex than others. Maybe you are comfortable with essay writing, but you feel that report writing is a bit more complex for you. This is something that I have observed in my experience. So that is why I came here with this topic, and I have come with, as usual, you guys keep telling me that take that question which has got a lot of data, and that's exactly we are doing today. राइटिंग में बहुत प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. आई एब्सोल्युटली अंडरस्टैंड देवशीष, राइटिंग में प्रॉब्लम आती है. राइटिंग मॉड्यूल में चीज़ें काफ़ी स्ट्रिक्ट होती हैं, एंड राइटिंग मॉड्यूल में आपको तब तक प्रॉब्लम आएगी जब तक आप अपनी लैंग्वेज स्किल्स के ऊपर काम नहीं करोगे. ठीक है, अगर आपकी ग्रामर गड़बड़ है और आप उसको इग्नोर कर रहे हो तो राइटिंग प्रॉपर आएगी नहीं. सो अगर आपको पता है कि मेरे को ग्रामर के ऊपर काम करना है, देन स्टार्ट टुडे इटसेल्फ. आज से ही स्टार्ट कर लो ग्रामर के ऊपर काम करना. द बेसिक्स दैट यू शुड अंडरस्टैंड, पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच, टेंसेस, कंजंक्शंस, इतना तो आना ही चाहिए. ठीक है. All right, guys, let's get started without much ado. And like I said, we are going to dive deep into report writing, and the chart that I've got for you today is combination chart. It's a combination of bar graph and a table. So under one single question, you have two visual inputs. Let's quickly talk about time allocation, because I feel this one thing is very underestimated by students. Honestly, अगर इसको अच्छे से डील नहीं किया ना, you might have to take the exam again. I'm being brutally honest, but I have to be. Now listen up. You guys are going to get 1 hour on the day of exam, out of which it's recommended that you keep aside 40 minutes for your essay and 20 minutes for your report. अब 20 मिनट्स में आप लोगों को लगता है कि भाई सिर्फ रिपोर्ट लिखनी है, बट ऐसा है नहीं. इफ यू वांट अ हाई स्कोर, इट्स नॉट ओनली अ गेम ऑफ राइटिंग. अंडरस्टैंड, दीज 20 मिनट्स आर गोइंग टू बी सेग्रीगेटेड इन 3 segments. In the first 2 minutes, you quickly need to understand the question, read the question, analyze the data, plus plan. And you will be able to do this in 2 minutes only if you have trained yourself by doing a lot of practice. If you're not practicing, suddenly on the day of exam, this will not happen. Right? So plan exactly. You need to understand that which paragraph will contain which features. That's planning, and we will do that today together. The last 2 minutes, I have told this repeatedly that it's a thumb rule when you deal with language. You cannot turn in your work. Turn in means you cannot submit your work without checking. So don't be careless at all. You need to keep time aside for checking your work. And that will leave you with somewhere around 16 minutes in your hands to write. अब ये भी सुन लो. In these 16 minutes, you have to write how much? You have to write 4 paragraphs. That means what? You barely have 4 minutes per paragraph. Barely 4 minutes per paragraph. Right? So this thing is exactly an eye opener. This thing tells you what kind of speed is required on the day of exam, and वो practice के बिना तो नहीं आएगी. Right? Now let's move forward. So this is the question we are diving deep into. We have a bar graph and a table. Let's read the question first. It says the chart below shows the value of one country's exports in various categories during 2015 and 16. The table shows the percentage change in each category of exports in 2016 compared with 2015. This statement is common piece of information. It says, summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where required, where relevant. A minimum of 150 words should be written by you, but it's recommended that you write somewhere around 160 to 180 words. A little more than 150 is recommended, right? Now, what exactly? Abhi hum sirf questions samajh rahe hain. We are not planning right now. Let's understand what exactly they are showing us here through these two visual inputs. Now, this bar graph is telling us that how much this XYZ, one country, whichever country, how much this country earned by exporting these 5 product categories. And they are showing us earnings of 2015 and 16. So we can see growth here. I mean, in some categories we see growth, and in some categories we see the decrement. Similarly, here the figures, as in the earnings, are shown in percentage. So here the growth or decrement is shown in percentage. That's what exactly we have got here. And because the data is of 2015 and 16, आप अपनी report में कौन सा tense use करोगे? Which tense are you going to use in your report, guys? Come on, this is important. I am very well, Satek. Thank you very much for asking. I hope you are doing well too. Come on, guys, tell me, because the data is of 2015 and 16, which tense should you use to write your report? Is it something rocket science? Past tense. Okay, moving on. प्लानिंग हम करेंगे बाद में, पहले स्ट्रक्चर समझते हैं, राइट? नाउ द वेरी फर्स्ट थिंग आफ्टर लुकिंग एट द क्वेश्चन, एग्जैक्टली, सो बी वेरी केयरफुल ऑफ टेंसेस, एंड दिस इज समथिंग दैट आई सी ऑल द टाइम हैपनिंग, दैट डेटा इज ऑफ पास्ट बट द स्टूडेंट हैज रिटन रिपोर्ट इन प्रेजेंट टेंस, डेटा इज ऑफ फ्यूचर बट द स्टूडेंट इज यूजिंग पास्ट टेंस. So this screws up your grammar score. So please be careful that which tense you are supposed to use, okay? And be very crystal clear with tenses. आप लोग IELTS के लिए prepare कर रहे हो. IELTS के सारे students के लिए tenses तो tips पे होने चाहिए आप लोगों के. It's okay, 4 बारी देख लो recording एक tense की. Practice कर लो, exercise कर लो, हो जाएगा. Now let's understand the data, okay? So the very first paragraph is going to be the introduction paragraph. देखो basic structure क्या है? The 4 para structure. The first paragraph introduction, then you have overview, and then you have 2 body paragraphs. But what you are putting in these 4 paragraphs, that will of course decide the band score. So let's understand a few rules about these paragraphs कि क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. Stay patient and take notes now. So the very first paragraph, introduction, here you write the paraphrase statement. And I believe if you are preparing for this exam, you would know that what paraphrase statement is. Paraphrase statement means we rewrite the information. So for example, if I show you the question again, here, the question, this information that the question is giving us, that table shows this and bar graph shows that, we need to rewrite exactly this information given in the question in our own language. So rewrite the information given in the prompt in your own language. अब यहाँ पे students क्या करते हैं? They become obsessive compulsive paraphrasers, OCP, not OCD, OCP. What do I mean by that? See, मैंने आपको बताया that you have barely 4 minutes per paragraph. Do you think you should be spending a lot of time in thinking कि exports का synonym क्या लिखूं, country का synonym क्या लिखूं? Whatever you are able to change easily, do it and move ahead. You can't spend a lot of time on the introduction paragraph. You simply can't. Okay, so whatever you are able to change easily, do it and just move ahead. Plus, this paragraph, do not, some students intentionally try to make this paragraph bulky because उनको ये बात हजम नहीं होती है कि भाई introduction paragraph में सिर्फ एक statement. So the answer is yes. You only need to write one statement in introduction paragraph. Keep it crisp, no unnecessary wordiness. Coming to the overview paragraph, now here we write most striking features. Striking means important features. Now the question is, how will you understand कि भाई ये important feature है और वो boring feature है? If you have seen the lectures, earlier lectures, you would know exactly what features are considered as striking features. Who can tell me? Feature number 1 that we consider as an important feature is, look here. it's very important for you to segregate that, okay, this is a boring feature and that is an important feature. Now the problem is I see all the time students using boring features in their overview. Please don't do that. Okay, so here you write, if you are a beginner with report writing, okay, this is the easiest thing that you can do, and you can still touch that band 7 in writing. Highest plus lowest categories. The easiest thing, spot them and put them in your overview paragraph. Other than highest and lowest, some other important features are exceptional cases. Then in the case of line graphs, we talk about trends. If you see any striking similarities, that can also be mentioned here. Major changes basically in the case of maps especially. All these are important features. Right, now, two rules about this paragraph. Rule number 1 is no data. You are going to write the overview paragraph, but you are not going to mention any data in this paragraph. It is important. Rule number 2, you are not going to write all these features. Highest lowest bhi likh diya, similarity bhi likh di, exceptional case bhi likh diya. Please don't do that. A maximum of 2-3 features only, guys. Not more than that. Right, now once this is done, then we move to the two body paragraphs. Now here we write major features along with data, and whatever is remaining, leftover features plus data. So you, to make things simple for yourself, in body para 1, you can club highest plus lowest categories along with data, and whatever is remaining, you can take that in body paragraph 2. You can also club similarities in body paragraph 1, and whatever is left, you can take that in body paragraph 2. Basically, it should be done on the basis of some logic. किसी logic के ऊपर हम decide करते हैं that which features we are taking in which paragraph. Tell me one thing. Should we write the conclusion paragraph, guys? After the second body paragraph is done, should we write the conclusion paragraph? Come on, tell me yes or no. It's one hell of a hot day today here. There should not be any conclusion. Likh mat dena galti se to conclude. That will goof up with the score you get in coherence and cohesion. No conclusion plus no opinion. Do not give your own opinion. Stick to these 4 paragraphs. Yes, Satek. Let me know your actual name. How should I address you? ठीक है, चलो, now that you know the structure, you have also seen the question, you have understood the question. Now let's plan that what exactly we are going to put in these 4 paragraphs. Okay, now introduction में तो हम ये same information लिख देंगे, and we will change whatever is possible for us. We'll see introduction shortly. Let's talk about the other 3 paragraphs. Coming to the overview paragraph, tell me which category should I mention. Tell me, I'm giving you 1 minute. Post in the chat box that which category should I mention in the overview. Come on, guys. Isn't it super simple? Let me remind you. मैंने क्या बताया था overview paragraph के लिए, that you write important features, right? And what did I tell you about important features? That you can take highest categories, lowest categories, you can take exceptional cases, major changes. So textile and agriculture. Okay, textile and agriculture. Okay. But why agriculture? Because agriculture, if you see, there's a very minimal growth here. So it's not a major change. We have other striking features. If we see agriculture versus other categories, we have very striking features in this question, guys. So textile, I agree. Even I have written in my overview paragraph, and well done for pointing out textiles, but not agriculture. Engineered goods, okay. ठीक है, मैं बताऊं मैंने क्या लिखा है मेरे ओवरव्यू में. चलो, let me give you a hint. Do you see an exceptional case here? बताओ. And those of you who don't know what is an exceptional case, let me quickly give you a idea, okay? Exceptional case means all categories are going in one direction and there's one single category that goes in opposite direction. That one single category is your exceptional case. Do you have any such thing here? Come on, notice. Come on, come on. Not able to spot, is it? अरे भाई सीधी सी बात है. एग्जैक्टली सतिक. जेम्स एंड ज्वेलरी. इफ यू सी एवरीवेयर वी सी इंक्रीमेंट इंक्रीमेंट increment increment. There's this gems and jewelry only. Even here gems and jewelry only, which is going down. Agriculture almost stable or very minimal growth, but at least there's no decrement. Here we see increment increment increment. So one feature that we can take in our overview is gems and jewelry. Now mind you, just because मैंने exceptional case लिखा है doesn't mean कि आपको भी लिखना है. You can club highest categories. For example, a lot of my students, they like to club engineered goods and petroleum products. You can definitely do that because you see some similarity and we have pretty tall bars over here. So ये वाले features भी बिल्कुल अच्छे हैं, valid हैं. But what I have taken is, number one, I have taken gems and jewelry. Number two, I have taken textiles. Textiles में ऐसा क्या है? Why exactly textiles? Because if you see, यहाँ पे तो बहुत clearly दिख ही रहा है that the highest proportion of growth occurred in this category. But if we see this also, here, fine, we have these two categories where the earnings went above $60 billion. But look here what's happening. Let me explain. Okay, so let's talk about petroleum products. Petroleum products 2015 mein, they earned somewhere around $61 billion. From 61 they went up to somewhere around 63. So kitna increment hua? $2 billion ka. Right? Now if we see engineered goods, somewhere around $58 billion to went up to $61 billion, an increment of $3 billion. But if we see textiles, they were somewhere around how much? 25. From 25 they went up to $31 billion. That means maximum, not maximum, I would say highest proportion of growth was observed in the textiles sector. ठीक है? ठीक है? Is that making sense? That fine, it's not as tall a bar as other two categories, but the proportionate increase, the number of $1 billion that went up here, they are higher than other categories. Okay, so that's why I've taken gems and jewelry. I mean gems and jewelry plus textiles. Now coming to body paragraphs, which categories will you take in body paragraph 1? Grammar series, post in the comment. I'll be more than happy to help you. Post in the comments because live chat hat jati hai. Okay, now guys, tell me, in body paragraph 1, which categories should we take? Come on, post in the chat box. This is how you train your mind. जितना सोचोगे इन चीजों के ऊपर उतना next time कम time लगेगा. Okay, Sanya. Okay, I'm just calling you Sanaya, okay? Um, See, CBSE English and IELTS is different. Of course, English language is the same, but here you need to be very well versed with the pattern of exam, right? And it also depends what band score you require. 10 days of consistency would be required, right material would be required, and you need to take mock tests of yourself every single day. You need to understand the basics, like how many questions in each module will be covered in how much time, and you would need to take your own mock test. If you are preparing yourself without anybody's help, you would need to take your own mock test and analyze your mistakes को मत छोड़ना. Okay, so Satek says textile, gems, jewelry, and agriculture. Yes, we can do that, but I have done exactly the opposite. I have taken these three categories that you are pointing out in body paragraph 2. That means my body paragraph 1 contains these two categories, petroleum and engineered goods. So I'm telling the revenue growth in my body para 1, and other than revenue growth, I'm also telling the percentage change. So how am I telling that? For example, if you see here, यहाँ पे तो 2 billion and 3 billion dollar growth हुआ है. But if you see the percentage change, here engineered goods grew more than twice as compared to petroleum products. So here we have significant difference. So these are the two categories that I have taken in my body paragraph 1. Coming to body paragraph 2, the very first feature I think I've written of textile, so here things are going up. And then I've written a contrasting feature, gems and jewelry, where things are going down, and I have used the phrase in contrast in the middle. My last feature is agricultural products, because यहाँ पे कुछ ज़्यादा हो नहीं रहा है. तो जितना ज़्यादा बोरिंग फीचर होता है ना, जितना ज़्यादा स्टेबल दिख रहा है, कुछ ज़्यादा ग्रोथ नहीं हो रही, डिक्लाइन नहीं हो रहा है, इट्स बेटर टू पुट दैट इन द एंडिंग ऑफ बॉडी पैराग्राफ 2. ठीक है. Now let's take a look one by one at one body paragraph. I mean the entire report one by one, each paragraph at a time. So here we go with the introduction. So I'm saying the bar chart compares the revenue earned from exports. Question says earnings. I am saying revenue earned from exports of 5 product categories. अब यहाँ पे आपको language अगर और change करनी है ना, you can put brackets and you can mention the product categories. ठीक है, 5 product categories in 2015 and 2016, while the table illustrates the percentage change. Here in place of percentage you can also write proportion, because I know you guys are very interested in vocabulary and synonyms, so I'm just dealing with that also side by side. So proportionate change in export values over the same period. बस एक चीज का ध्यान देना, when students write these categories in the middle of a sentence, ऑफ कोर्स यहाँ पे तो आपको इनिशियल्स कैप्स में दिए जाएंगे, बट व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग दीज कैटेगरीज इन द मिडल ऑफ अ सेंटेंस, you are not supposed to write petroleum products with first letter in initials. It is not a proper noun. If in categories you are given proper nouns, अगर आपको categories यहाँ पे proper nouns की दे दी जाएं, brands के नाम दे दिए जाएं, for example Samsung, Sony, Apple, now these are proper nouns, then you will write them with capital initials. But अगर अभी capital initials में लिख दिया sentence के बीच में, that would become a grammatical error, and this happens all the time, guys. Be very careful about it. So done and dusted with introduction. We are simply telling that what each of the visual input is showing us here. That's it. Now let's take a look at the overview paragraph. It says, overall, with the exception of gems and jewelry, a rise was observed in the values of all the remaining categories, with the most notable growth seen in textiles. So most notable growth, like I have already explained, here we have the most notable growth. एंड देन वट एवर आवर एक्सेप्शनल केस इज, उसके लिए हम ये फ्रेज यूज कर सकते हैं, विद द एक्सेप्शन ऑफ जेम्स एंड ज्वेलरी. दैट मीन्स जेम्स एंड ज्वेलरी को छोड़कर बाकी सारी कैटेगरीज में ग्रोथ हुआ, एंड मोस्ट नोटेबल ग्रोथ कहाँ पे हुआ? टेक्सटाइल्स में. द नेक्स्ट सेंटेंस दैट आई हैव रिटन इज इवन मोर एडवांस्ड हियर. आई एम सेइंग, हाउएवर, despite recording the highest percentage increase, textiles still remained the least valuable export category in both the years. बात समझ में आई? बात समझ में आई? So despite means के बावजूद in हिंदी. So what we are saying in the last sentence here is कि इसके बावजूद कि highest proportionate change इस category में आया textiles में, still यहाँ पे इस category ने least earnings दिए. That's what we are saying कि growth तो highest हुई यहाँ पे, but earnings as compared to other categories वो कम है. That's what we are saying, and it's a great contrast. It's a great feature if you can spot features like these, okay? Moving on to body paragraph 1. Let's just erase this mess. But yeah, this is a nice phrase. Moving on. It says engineered goods almost matched petroleum products in export value by 2016. So you can see these two almost match each other in 2016. I'm saying petroleum products increased by roughly 2%, reaching to approximately 63. This should not be 2%. My bad, guys. This should be $2 billion. Okay. देखो ये होता है लैंग्वेज में 10 बारी प्रूफ रीड करने के बाद भी एरर्स निकल आते हैं और हम जैसे लोगों के भी एरर्स निकलते हैं तो जस्ट इमेजिन चेकिंग के बिना आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते हैं ओके Okay, petroleum products increased by roughly 2%, reaching to approximately $63 billion. So if you see here, I'm not giving 2015 ka data, which is around $61 billion. I'm simply giving data of 2016. I'm saying, and I've stated the figure of 2016, which is $63 billion. And I've told that, okay, it grew by $2 billion and reached to $63 billion. Right? While engineered goods rose from nearly $58 billion to over $62 billion. So here it went up from 58 to 62. So this is about the billion dollar thing. Now let's talk about the percentage. It says, however, in terms of percentage increment, engineered goods experienced a significantly higher increase of 8.5%, which was more than double. मतलब इसके double से भी ज़्यादा था 3% if we are comparing petroleum and engineered. So this was more than double the rise, 3% rise seen in petroleum products. Okay. Does this make sense? Class 12th. Yes, this is the right time for you to prepare, Shivangi. This is the right time for you. The very first decision you need to take for yourself is that you want to study by watching YouTube videos or you want to get in a paid batch. That is your first step. Decide that thing. Okay. And I told you the first step. पहले ये decision बताओ मुझे, then I will tell you the roadmap. Okay. So here we go, body paragraph 1 is done and then we move to body paragraph 2 for the remaining 3 categories. Here you go. It says regarding the remaining sectors, textiles recorded the most dramatic growth with export earnings rising from roughly 26 billion in 2015 to over 30 billion dollars in 2016. So here an increment of an almost increment of $5 to $6 billion, representing an increase of 15.24%. So we are combining the data, okay? Then, so this was increment. Now I'm talking about decrement, which is why I'm taking this linker here in contrast, because I'm clubbing two contrasting ideas here. So I'm saying in contrast, the value of gems and jewelry exports declined from around approximately $43 billion to about $41 billion, a decrease of 5.18%. So this was the only category which went down. Okay, and finally the minimal growth, sort of boring feature, we have put that in the end. Agricultural products, however, showed only marginal growth. That means बहुत slight सा growth, with figures remaining slightly above $30 billion in both years. So here you go, in both the years. So in this kind of category, you know what students do? You see how similar the data is, right? Probably you would say that it's $31 billion and $32 billion. Here it's $31 billion and $32 billion. That's the difference here, which is which is like negligible, right? Now, in this kind of feature, what do students do? They would mention 2015 data also and 2016 data also. They would say that, okay, in 2015, it was somewhere around $31 billion and it grew to $31.5 billion in 2016. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. We club the digits together in such cases that it's a little over $30 billion in both the years. Done and dusted. Okay, moral of the story is that the minor changes, if there are minor changes like these agricultural products in a category, don't separately tell them, club them together. Okay, right. Okay, so coming to your question, Shivani, if you want to take a paid batch, then of course everything will be started from scratch. There will be grammar classes also, and of course IELTS classes also. And if you want to prepare using the YouTube videos, then we have a lot of series here. Just go in the courses tab. You will see a lot of series. There's this crack IELTS series. Then there is this 10-minute IELTS. There's this zero to hero series. N number of series we have done. So you can start with the very first video. So that is your call where you want to take the help from. Okay. And I think that's about it, guys. I hope I was able to help you just a tiny little bit. I will be seeing you in the next lecture very, very soon. Till then, take care and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.